Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Memecoins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss a multi-billion-dollar token rug. You saw the OM Mantra token go under over the weekend. We're going to talk about a surprisingly successful NFT launch out of the Opepen ecosystem and the latest Memecoin news, including a massive unlock of the Trump token coming this week. GM, thank you all for tuning in. Give us a like, give us a retweet, give us some comments. We'll be going over those throughout the show. I'm joined today by my special panelists. We've got Easy Eats Bodega and Signal. Signal, it's been a week. How you feeling? How you doing?
Good, right? Good. I just came fresh off the slopes. I had to go away for my little week of skiing. A little week of skiing. Snow's been good. We had excellent weather. It was crisp skies, blue. Actually, I literally could have skied in a t-shirt, but I didn't bring any like summer gear to the mountain, obviously. But we had good snow, we had good weather, and I'm happy because all the buys that I did when we hit those lows, not even a week, what feels like a week ago, no, like 4 or 5 days ago, are all up. So I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Love to see it. Do you have to travel far to go skiing, or is it pretty close to you?
No. We just go to the Alps, Ray. We have some of the best skiing in the world. So we just hit the Alps. But this time of year, you got to go like to the higher resorts because the low ones don't really have much snow. But this is pretty much the final week of the season now over here. I know, like Whistler, you guys are still good, but over here, pretty much it's the last week. So I am packed. I've packed away my ski gear, my ski boots, and got rid of the SPF 50. We can get rid of that now. But it's all good. Back to spring times now. Got to get now it's bikini body season. Now we're getting ready for summer.
Yep, we're getting there. I'm dreading summer too after last year's eggplant season. That's scarring me. Also jumping in right now is Clemente. Clemente, how you feeling today? How was your weekend?
It was good. I spent $300 on a rug.
What was the token?
No, like a physical rug. The problem is getting in the way of my chair. I did not envision this. I bought it. Yeah, I bought a first rug. It was too small. It's for my like couch area. It's my first rug I've ever bought. And then that was too small. I returned it. This one might be too big, but I don't want to return. I might just cut it. Like, just take some scissors and just cut that. I'm not returning another rug. It's such a pain in the ass. I have to hold it in my back, and I'm just walking like an idiot. But the problem is when I scooch out my chair, it like ruffles up. This is a problem.
So cutting it's gonna look pretty bad because I'm sure. Is it like tasseled or is it just is it flat edge?
I don't know what those two things mean nothing to me. Flat edge, screwdriver. I literally couldn't tell you, but it'll definitely screw up the.
Throw some like duct tape on it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But it looks good. Like I like having this rug. It makes my feet feel good versus just the regular floor. People keep talking about the ceiling. The ceiling is the ceiling. This is an industrial build. You guys, if you guys don't know real estate, just don't even talk to me. You're not allowed to make a comment. Anyways.
There's nothing that goes together like commenters on the nifty Daily Bone show and talking about the ceiling in the background. It's just unreal.
Bullshit. Dude.
We had Pio and his VRBO just getting 8 ceiling comments a day. Now Clemente is just going to get 8 comments in perpetuity for as long as this show runs. I can't wait for it, to be honest. We've got a lot to talk about today before Sid gets on with the weather report. We're going to talk a little bit about DYDX. You can trade now on DYDX, the leading decentralized perps trading platform. Go to bodogos.com/DYDX. You've been following along. Easy has been absolutely dominating it on our perps account. He's ran it all the way up, all the way down. It's been a roller coaster, maybe more of a roller coaster than Rory's outing at the Masters yesterday. Right now, DYDX has got the surge promotion going on. You can compete in monthly DYDX challenges, climbing leaderboards to earn a piece of $20 million. Never too late to join us. Each month, there's a new leaderboard, $20 million. You can check where you rank on the leaderboard to be able to participate. You can do a couple things. You can execute trades on DYDX and make sure you're using the web or mobile interfaces because you get extra rewards and points for doing that. So you get to earn those who are just like behind the scenes using the APIs, all the heavy volume algorithmic traders. They're not getting rewarded as much as the average retail user with this platform. So execute trades on DYDX, trade in boosted markets. They get announced periodically. And also, if you used to use DYDX before for V3 or V4, if you come back and start using it again, you're going to get a boost. So start trading now on DYDX. We love it. We love to use it. Great partner. We have a ton of fun working with them. They have a great platform, and we are very happy to recommend it to our listeners. Easy. What's going on with our Perps platform? How are we looking?
We're long Fartcoin, Ray.
Really?
Yep.
How long?
Fartcoin. We've been long Fartcoin. Too bad funding rates have us minus $50, and we're only up 162.
I like it. I like the long here.
I don't know. I feel like everything's like primed to run here. All the charts look pretty good. Like I'd be long most stuff here. Sol, probably not ETH.
ETH is outperformed over the last 24 hours.
I still just don't like the chart.
Not a good sign for everything else, though.
Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin looks good. It all looks good. Market looks good. Market looks good. Send it all higher.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. We'll dive into that. We're going to hit the weather report now. Signal whenever you are ready.
Absolutely, Ray. Let's get into it on Monday, April 14th. Looking at that crypto roundup, the majors are up on the day. It's actually led by Ethereum. That is up over 1,600. Bitcoin at 85K and Solana at 134. Just reflecting the beautiful charts that Easy was just talking about. Over the past 24 hours, top three stories. Well, firstly, we saw the massive collapse of Mantra's OM token as it dropped 88%. Mantra now cited reckless forced closure by exchanges as the cause. Mantra now sits at 650 market cap after trading over 6 billion last week. Next up, we saw some massive success out of the Opepen ecosystem as the Opepen edition was distributed after being massively oversubscribed. The Opepen set currently sits at a 2.5 ETH floor, returning almost a 10x for those who are lucky enough to have been selected in the distribution raffle. And then finally, we saw some more Bitcoin acquisitions as MicroStrategy announced the acquisition of 285 million worth of Bitcoin last week. MetaPlanet also acquired an additional 26 million worth of Bitcoin and is now the 9th largest public holder. That is all for the weather report. It is back to you folks in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always. Lots to discuss there and break down. I love this this set. I don't know if anyone else has seen the Opepen set. But these are like so cool to me, and I'm like have massive FOMO where like I'm considering almost buying.
I want to buy the dog one.
Is it for sale?
It's like 4 ETH.
Oh yeah, that is sick. Oh,
I know. I feel like I need to buy it.
I'm literally debating buying it. Like, I'm very, very much debating buying this.
Don't buy it.
You're gonna lose. Excuse me. You're gonna lose money on it.
But it's the art.
This feels like the PFP collection for Opepen.
I agree,
like,
Ray. I think it's the best
super
one.
recognizable.
Come on.
I mean, these are sick.
Ray, you're gonna spend what is it, 3 ETH? It's again, the art's cool. I love it. I thought these were really awesome, but you're buying this fully expecting it goes to zero.
No, these things hold value.
Yes.
The shark's pretty sick too.
Oh my god. Okay, cool.
What is this thing?
Here we go.
It's a worm.
Awesome.
What is this? Oh, a hippo? It's a hippo?
Go check out the Penguin Opepen set. What's that priced at?
All right, so penguins. Who is the artist on those?
No clue.
I'll find it here.
Like, this is peak attention for these. There's no way these get more attention than they do now. Don't burn your, and you have to hold ETH. I think they're awesome though. Wolfie is asking how much were these? And by the way, we're talking about the Jack Butcher Opepen set, which minted for free, I think like 2 years ago. And people can basically opt into new designs of these. And if the designs get approved, the people that opt in randomly get chosen to change their open edition Opepen into this design. So the Opepen floor is 0.2. Here we go.
2.4 ETH on the penguins.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm telling you that, like, and I honestly, I think the zoo ones are better in terms of like PFP ability.
The zoo ones are much better.
Yeah, so essentially how Opepen works for anyone who's not familiar, there's revealed and unrevealed. The whole collection has 15K supply. What happens is they have periodic drops where you can opt an unrevealed in, and you have a chance at getting the different levels of the drop. There's like 1 of 1s. There's all these different ones. Right now, the unrevealed floor is at 0.28 ETH. Looking at before the Opepen drop, this is under 0.2. So these have like ripped a bit. I'm not as interested in unrevealed now. We talked about unrevealed in the past as like being like a decent bet here. And then the unrevealed is going to be like worth a bit of a premium over the floor. Looking at the floor, it's just like a little bit below unrevealed here. 0.234 versus 0.28. So you pay a premium for unrevealed ones, and then you opt them in. If you get selected for a drop, you get the new drop, and you your thing basically changes. So you no longer have an unrevealed, you have a revealed in that set. So what happened was there was a launch over the weekend, I believe, or maybe it was Friday, with Opepen. There's a lot of hype around this one, and 80 of them got selected. It was massively oversubscribed and ran up to a very high floor. Yeah, I definitely understand what Clemente is saying in terms of like this being super risky, but these are just like, I know, these are very cool. I could see these running even further, even grabbing a floor here and just speculating they go further. Seems interesting. This bat is sweet too at 2.8. It's just nice to see NFTs. NFTs win, and a very small subset collection. Anything else you want to add, Easy or Signal, to these, or do you think we're good to move on?
Honestly, I think it's incredible that they've managed to have a 10x in this current environment of like people still feeling very uncertain about holding risky assets. So this is a real reflection on him as an artist, the ecosystem overall, and also the fact that this is on ETH. And you know, I saw Spencer's tweet over the weekend about the fact that he capitulated on Ethereum, and he's like, I have sold everything, all my ETH from ETH into Sol and BTC, and I was wrong for so long. And what this tells me is that, like, if you want to be holding ETH, NFTs, and the ones that you have conviction in, at least, so for Easy that might be his Punk, is a good store of value if you can identify the right collection and the right artist. I think it's looking like, today saying that a Punk will outperform ETH over the long term is probably right, given what's happening in the ecosystem currently. And for Ray, this might, Opepen might be that for you. Price action, obviously, I agree with Clemente. They have the most attention here, but I think it's about identifying the right artists and the right community, and putting your ETH into that NFT and seeing what happens over the long term. I think it's worth doing a couple of bets.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think art NFTs could be coming back eventually. And I think this is like primed to be a good collection if that happens. Looking at some of the last sales, 3.5 ETH, 3 ETH. So there hasn't been like a super high sale on this too, which is concerning. I thought that there were some higher sales. So they are kind of like right around that floor levels where they're trading right now. So something to just keep an eye out on.
What I will say is this. I've historically been anti-ETH for NFTs and saying that NFTs are never going to run on ETH again. But like, if these were on Bitcoin, it would not be like, I would not want to buy these if they were on Bitcoin. I like collecting these on ETH, but the problem is you just have to hold ETH, which has historically been an underperformer in the last 2 months. But this does like make an interesting case for, there is a world where collecting NFTs on ETH does make sense. It's just depending on which one. And I think for these, it certainly does make sense for it to be on ETH over Bitcoin.
But like Clemente, I kind of disagree with you on that. I think it's more about looking at who is the artist or the group of individuals behind it. I don't think it's actually to do with the chain. As like more time has passed, that's what I'm really starting to realize. Like you look at X copies, they've just been flying continuously. The guy just, goes to bed, wakes up, and he just keeps printing money. And you're seeing the same with punks. And for me now, it's not about like which chain does it sit on. It's more about like, who is the artist? What is their community like? Are they, like, is the community fanatics about them that in any climate, when something drops, people want to buy it? I still think, like, for example, the X copy, the collection he did, I own it and I've completely forgotten the name of it. But remember, he did a drop. It was an open edition. I think it was like 1 ETH at the time when ETH was really, really high. And people are like, oh, yeah, thank you, Max Payne and friends. It's like stuff like this just proves to me that over the long term, as an artist that keeps having these continuous high sales, it's even worth holding stuff like this, because that's how your value will be preserved over time. But these are really, really long-term bets. All I'm saying is that if you're going to look at art as a safe haven, you really need to look at the artist and not so much look at the chain.
Looking at Max Payne is also very interesting here, Sig, that you brought this up. This hit under 0.6 ETH end of February into early March, and has kind of been like on an up-only trend since then. I know you saw some big X copy sales that might have spiked this. Maybe there's one in late March, but we're like trending very, like you said, very close back up to mint price and hitting a new like local high here. Like we're higher than we were at the beginning of the year. So interesting to see what's happening here. There could be some interest coming back in art NFTs. We just had the Art Blocks curated collection mint out over 1 ETH. So good signs here. I don't think we're back yet, but I think these are all good signs. Over on Bitcoin, we saw a run on the weekend as well. I don't know if you're paying attention to Ordinals, Clemente, but we saw Taproot Wizards almost getting back up to mint price, up 31%. Ordinal Maxi Biz up 27. Bitcoin Puppets up 22. No Monkeys up almost 11%. Quantum Cats up 29%. Clemente, how you feeling about this little Bitcoin rally here?
I'm freaking feeling good, man. Hey, man, I was getting some shit talked to me over the weekend. I was getting a lot of ETH people coming at me. Oh my God, Clemente's holding the Taproot Wizard. What a dumbass. What did I say? No, I'm holding the line, dog. I'm holding the line, man. It's great. I mean, Taproot Wizard's almost above mint price. That's what I'm freaking talking about. I almost capitulated and sold mine, but I did not. So
I was not
good,
close.
Raymond.
I'm still not close. This is just a longer hold that I don't mind sitting in Bitcoin and force holding Bitcoin that way. We also saw Runes get some action. Speaking of Bitcoin, on the last 7 days, Magic Internet Money up 65%, Dog up 20, Billy up 140%, Pups 56, Gizmo on a 2x, Zbit up 35. The leaders in volume over the last 7 days, seeing a ton of move up, maybe on the back of the Slingshot announcement from Magic Eden, maybe on the back of just Bitcoin getting more attention. There's something going on there that's interesting to watch. I'm not necessarily a buyer here, but
we're freaking Ray. Are you kidding me right now? This is insane, ladies and gentlemen. Runes, Bitcoin runes, and that is meme coins on Bitcoin, folks. They are seeing an astronomical pump, outperforming many of the top leaders in the crypto ecosystem. Some are saying, is Dog Go to the Moon the next fart coin? And this is upon speculation that Magic Eden has acquired Slingshot, and they're going to integrate Bitcoin runes into it, making it very easy to transact and buy and sell your runes. Does this mean retail is going to buy these Bitcoin runes? Let me know in the comments if you find any of these runes appealing as meme coin purchases.
I love that little spot there. That used to be just like a Clemente video. You just did a Clemente Twitter video on the space. Magic Internet Money just saw, I guess this was a massive spike around the launch of Taproot Wizards. They saw a lot of attention, but that's now kind of back down off those local peaks. Billy's one that's interesting as well that we've heard about for a while. Looking at the all-time chart here, I mean, this thing is down 90% still. So when you zoom out a bit on these, you're still down bad. But if runes come back, maybe you see some of these begin to run. And speaking of runes, a little bit of good news gets dampened by quite a bit of bad news. There was a new token launchpad, Odin.Fun, where a lot of people were trading new runes, sort of like a Pump Fun-esque style launchpad where you're basically trading off-chain essentially to begin with, and then runes got put onto the blockchain once they like hit certain thresholds. The account of Bob Bodili, co-founder of the platform, got hacked, and they paused trading on Odin.Fun. So some issues there, especially tough to see because this is a platform that was pretty cool, and it also shows you what the issue is with doing things off-chain, because there's an extra attack vector where you could have some issues if you're depositing into one of these off-chain dApps.
I mean, is this another L for the Taproot Wizards ecosystem? Didn't they invest in this platform?
I don't know. I don't know that.
Can my resident Ordinals ecosystem, can they double check this?
Yes, they led a strategic round into Odin.Fun. Interesting.
If you're wondering where your mint funds are going, folks, here it is. AIXBT, $1 million. Udi's down how much? 85% on that. Odin.Fun. I mean, this is the curse of the Taproot Wizards. I absolutely love it.
We're so back. We're so gone. We're going back and forth on the runes and Bitcoin ecosystems. Story of the weekend though was this Mantra OM token. Was this really the #1 RWA token in terms of market cap before this dropped off a cliff? I have no idea what happened here. I hadn't heard of Mantra before. I've only heard of Mantra because it was on Kaido's leaderboards. Never traded it. Didn't do much with it. But seeing this drop is absolutely wild. So anyone who's like unfamiliar, basically what happened was within an hour, this thing dropped from 6 billion to like 650 million market cap. Massive sell-offs, massive leverage position liquidations over the weekend. People just calling it a scam. ICO Beast writing a thread saying it's the same team that had a polka dot impersonator scam. Right before this happened, the CEO of Mantra said, okay, I'm getting on a long haul flight here without Wi-Fi. And then everything proceeded to dump. It still ranks in the top 100 of all tokens right now. And is like in the top 20 in terms of RWA tokens, $696 million market cap. Everything wiped off the table with some selling. OM, the Mantra DAO issued a statement saying it was triggered by quote unquote reckless forced closures initiated by centralized exchanges on OM account holders during low liquidity hours. So they have their own story here from the CEO, but this is a pretty wild story to follow, seeing that such a massive token in terms of market cap cratered absolutely. Like this feels like something that people would throw into an RWA portfolio without really knowing what's going on. And then just waking up to see this absolutely obliterated is wild. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Bio. Ray, just look at that bio and tell me this thing, like, are you kidding me? Whatever this emoji is, building the L1 for real world assets. And then banana emoji. Likes and demon emoji. Like/retweets equal endorsements. Salute.
That's not a banana emoji.
Yeah, it's a moon.
Oh.
Banana emoji. No, it's a crescent moon, Clemente. Okay,
You're muted.
Your mic is off.
Real world asset chain. Banana emoji.
Oh man, Nick, were you following along with this story?
That's the dumbest shit we've done in a long time.
I don't know if you got the notifications on the app, but it was covering it.
Nick, I've been using the app a lot. So normally I spend a lot of time, especially for like this YouTube growth plan, to find relevant articles each day. And I source like from X stuff. This makes it so I don't have to do fucking shit. Now my only ask is, how can I get this on PC? Because the Mac I can replicate the phone screen and pull it up. But I just want the articles on the computer too. Because dude, this thing, it cites its sources, man. My 3rd grade English teacher would be fucking hyped.
Just have it add the sources into the Slack bot.
There's actually a web.
Sick.
There's a web version. I just haven't made the feed public there, but all of the articles when you share them are have a public link.
It was phenomenal, Nick. I was just deleting beers like it was my job, and then I got a notification saying, "Oh, this thing happened." So what I do, I put out a quick tweet. 70K views, just boom.
Are you serious?
So it was your app that I leveraged for that. So this is just as good as it gets, folks. Huge.
Well,
and if you're not subscribed for the low cost of $99.99, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Actually, all the early people are $9, but I haven't even started charging anybody because it was a whole process to set up people on the app. So I'm just finishing the damn thing. But there's a ton of stuff coming for it. I also
did in fact get an 80K impression tweet.
Damn, I should have tweeted that out. I did see it right away, and I was like, oh, this is good content, and I just didn't post the tweet. God damn it. What was your tweet? What did you write?
It was about the guy's page, JP Mullen's page, with the banana emoji. You're telling me you saw this bio and didn't see the red flags and ticker OM? Send it to 0 expeditiously. So despite deleting beers, autocorrect still works.
Let's go. Let's go. I was feeling juiced yesterday.
Sharpest banana of all time.
And dare I say, a little suspicious. I'm waiting for a full statement out of Kaido. Look at this. Their Yapper leaderboard for Mantra suspiciously down.
We should look at who's the top. Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They removed the Yapper leaderboard. Very interesting.
Wow. Leverage to promote a rug. Look, here's all
That's
I
a tweet
ask
I'm
from
putting out
Kaido.
right now. Thank you.
Refund us the monthly fee that we just paid.
Because we specifically paid for the OM leaderboard. That was the only leaderboard we were using.
We were deep into talks for a strategic partnership with OM because of Kaido's.
Here's a hot take. Kaido is garbage. And I'm gonna be completely honest. It makes no fucking sense. Like they're just creating arbitrary rules like of what's relevant and making people spam the timeline by creating some faux mathematical formula where they're calling people smart. Did you pass an IQ quiz to get on the smart followers list with Kaido? No, it's just them going through being like, oh, okay, yeah, that person's smart. If you listen to all the ETH maxis who do articulate themselves very effectively and do sound quite intelligent on the timeline, you'd be down massively because Ethereum sucks. Like when it comes to price action over the past like year, you're just down. So are those the smart followers you were listening to? Or were you listening to the degen Solana maxi who was just being like, I don't know about this hardcoin thing, but I'm yeeting. That's a smart tweeter. If anything, yet they don't get the credit that they deserve. Were they high when they wrote it? Yeah, but they made a fortune. And if you followed them into that entire process, you would have made a bunch of money as well. So I just think that Kaido is manipulated bullshit, but they're making like $30 million by charging brands for these leaderboards. I did go and build something directionally down that path, but the problem is like I'm too obsessed with it actually providing real value versus like they're just like coming up with a bunch of bullshit numbers basically, which I just, some of it makes sense. I think there is some signal in there. So instead, how's that Bitcoin play going? I never bought it. I'm actually thinking about getting into the Ponzi now.
So it's $5. The floor does appear to be holding. I've since stopped liquidating my big token and now upgraded the space again, and I'm buying miners again purely with profit because it's holding at $5. I'm still making $2,000 a day right now.
So okay, so how much do I need to invest to make that?
It's 660 right now.
A lot. You need to invest a lot.
It's up. God damn it!
It looks good, dude.
What do you mean? It's down 60%.
No, it actually. Okay, you sound like the same person that
2x
wouldn't
off
have
the
bought
bottom.
Fartcoin at the bottom. You sound like Ray.
Yeah,
right
you were
now.
shilling the RWA blockchain of the future, OM.
No, this is completely different, Nick.
I know you were on top of that mantra leaderboard, Clemente, because you were trying to farm it, and they pulled it down. So you think you're safe right now?
How do I get into this?
I don't think you do right now. So that means
Walk me through it. Ray is against it. Clemente is against it. We're making money easy.
What
do I need? What do I need to do?
Go to bitcoin.tech. All right. Well, first you need money on Abstract.
Abs.xyz.
Abs.xyz. Or you can use relay.link.
And there's a bridge button at the top of it.
Okay. So what? Sorry, I just saw this statement. This can't. Oh, dude. Apple's AI aggregator. So it has the past 2 notifications from the app that we built, and it says Intel selling 51% stake for $8.75 billion. But it does it like of Intel.
I turn it off. I turn that the Apple summary is so bad off.
Interesting. So how much big token is left remaining to be mined? What's the total supply?
21 million. Same. It's the exact same structure as Bitcoin.
Uh-huh.
Like 1-for-1 structure, except halvings every 3 days. I think 3 days.
Okay.
I have to double check the exact halving, but halving's very close. Like very close.
So how much do I need to do to get $2,000 a day?
Probably about 20 grand.
20 grand?
Probably, yeah.
The issue is if it's not last that long. 20 grand in the token probably makes more sense.
No. See, now we're at a point where I don't agree. Originally, yes, because we got the run up. But now I think we sit and trade between $4 and $7 for like a couple weeks.
So that puts you at basically break even, right?
Yeah, after 10 days, a week and a half, you'd be break even.
It doesn't like this network URL that their site uses called Bold Young Dingy Abstract Mainnet Quick Prod.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I didn't use the abs website. I bridged from Relay. Like when you go into bitcoin.tech.
I'm on bitcoin.tech, but it won't let me connect to this this network. I guess what I'll need to do is add abstract first and then figure this out.
Yeah, I mean it links you to Pandora to swap to big.
Okay.
Abstract DEX.
No, this brings me to Jumper Exchange.
When you click on trade big?
No, I'm not. Dude, I can't even log in to Bitcoin. You can't connect the wallet. Like,
Are you still using MetaMask?
Yes.
That's why.
What should I be using here?
I use Rabby because they have abstract integrated into it. So you don't have to do the custom network that you would have to do on MetaMask right now. So when you just connect, it just automatically adds abstract to the wallet.
Very interesting. Okay. So I'm adding Rabby back. I think I already got, yeah, I'm going to test this out. Clemente and Ray are fading it. And I think that this is the time to put in at least $20,000.
20 grand can get you a pretty nice rig.
You just make sure you know, Nick, the $2,000 Easy's making a day, you're his exit liquidity. He's selling on your face right now. He's literally
I'm not selling right now. I haven't sold the last 48 hours. And I want to
selling sometime within the next 10 days.
Well, so I'm already maxed out on my space. Like I can't get into a bigger mining facility. So now my goal is to max out my resources.
People are saying you should use the abstract if you're going to put 20K in to get that.
Yeah, that's what people say. I haven't used it.
Use what?
I know you're scarred since you had that issue with
Gigaverse.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
what does it mean?
Abstract has their own wallet called the Abstract Global Wallet. And you earn experience points to supposedly farm the upcoming Abstract token.
Dude, all these people just they're the people. Hey, if you're commenting that, you're the loser.
Got bounce. Loser. Alfalfa. Loser. Blate.
Loser.
Theo Zoo. Loser.
I just feel like all these people farming random bullshit. That's why Abstract has any activity right now, is because people are trying to farm coins, right?
For the most part, I mean, people like some of the stuff. There's been decent money-making opportunities. Like On-Chain Heroes, similar thing. People are making money. Like I'm not farming any Abstract XP. I don't use the global wallet, but I've used Abstract. I've traded meme coins over there. I've taken swings. I've played the games. I just don't use the global wallet.
Don't you have a penguin, Nick?
Do you still have a lil?
I've multiple lils.
Like you're gonna get like outsized benefits from using the global wallet.
Yeah, you get bonuses.
Yeah.
Really?
It's really easy to sign up with. Like it's just like privy, I believe, like essentially. So it's like just like a custodied global wallet. So it's not like a lot of steps. You just have
All right.
to,
Well, if I can figure out even how to export my freaking private key on MetaMask, which I literally can't right now, I don't know where it went.
just put it in notes
good.
on your desktop, and then we'll share a screen.
Where do you?
Who was that? Who did that fake video? Was that
OG.
OG Shoots, right?
But that was based on that actually happening.
I can't imagine anyone actually did that it wasn't a stunt.
So all it says is reveal secret recovery phrase, but that's not what I'm looking for. The private key, right?
Either one will work.
I have my seed phrase. I don't want I just want the recovery key.
Well, anyways, we'll walk you through it. All right, let's move on a little bit here. Bitcoin acquisitions. We saw some major ones on the week. Strategy acquiring $285 million worth of Bitcoin over the past week. We also saw MetaPlanet acquiring $26 million and becoming the 9th largest public Bitcoin holder. I'm interested in seeing how MetaPlanet's stock is doing. This thing has been absolutely on fire since they started the Bitcoin acquisition program. I don't know if they were a zombie company beforehand, but they are very much so benefiting, up 3.7% on the 24-hour. We're sitting at what, $363 here. 1 year ago today, they were at $18. So quite a bit of a gain, almost an 11x on the year. Pretty crazy stuff out of MetaPlanet, seeing the Bitcoin strategy continue to pay off. This kind of reminds me of the Solana company we looked at last week. I'm curious how that trade panned out. Easy, did you jump into Janover last week?
Jump into which one?
The Solana meme coin, or like the Solana treasury stock?
No. Jesus.
You didn't end up
Yeah, you
buying it.
did.
You talked about
Oh,
buying it.
Janover. Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
I thought
probably-
it was a meme coin.
I mean, it's basically a meme coin, just in the form of a stock.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm just
I'm in Janover
I'm just
and
saying, like
Robinhood.
these
Actually, that reminds me. I gotta
hold
buy
on.
more Robinhood right now.
Oh damn. Portnoy just had an alert for Portnoy dumping 120 Sol into a meme coin, but it was just jail stole.
He put 120K in.
120 Sol,
Oh,
not even. No, I mean, I'm just like, it's like these are almost meme coins, I guess, to an extent, or like just they're like essentially
no,
leveraged
they're
bets
not.
on-
What
They
do you?
function like meme coins and being leveraged bets on majors.
But do meme coins all universally do that? I just feel like that's it, not comparable.
That's fair. I mean, I'm just putting it in that bucket for like my mind frame on these, because there can be a ton of these, and I feel like it's just whatever one gets mind share is going to trade like a meme coin. Like, I mean, I'm sure like
No, it's
yes,
going to trade like Solana.
right, and meme coins trade like Solana. They just do it in a leveraged.
I don't know. Farcoin was going up when Solana was going down. I just think the two. Yes, a lot of the top meme coins do, but you can if you took just every meme coin and said it was going to go up with Solana, it doesn't. A lot of them do, but they don't correlate directly to Solana necessarily. Like, there you go, a bunch of them. You got half red, half green. What's going on with that?
2 red, 20 green.
No. If all look at the whole screen, count 5 minute,
24
1
hours.
hour, 6 hours,
24
24 hours. Look at all of. I'm looking at all the columns combined. Add up the number of all of the reds and all the greens. You're going to get 50-50.
All right, I'm looking at 24 hours. Why would you combine multiple columns?
Okay, well then go.
I just meme coins in general are green on the day
Because they don't all perform the same. What I'm saying is they're all disconnected over varying durations.
That's fair. That's fair. And you think all of these stocks are going to be exactly the same in terms of how they perform versus the majors?
Well, I think they're more public with sort of what their ratio is of Solana, and you know how much they're holding, and so you can at least determine a net asset value. With a meme coin, if it was a portfolio of meme coins, then I guess you could also determine a net asset value. But like MicroStrategy has a net asset value. You know the number of Bitcoin that MicroStrategy owns. So ultimately, you can say, is it trading at a premium to all the Bitcoin that they own, or is it not? A meme coin has nothing underneath it. There's no it's just a made up token basically.
Yeah.
So
I think they're just different levels of leveraging on the majors. Obviously, these will track closer to them.
all right. So yes, there is some beta. You're saying if you took a pool of meme coins, but look at the meme coins. Even the chart that you had with the percentage gain, it's not like they all universally went up 50%. But if you look at things relative to, if you were to look at stocks that aggregate underlying assets, the whole pool of those stocks that have a similar comparable underlying assets do tend to be the same.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
You're wrong, Ray. Just acknowledge it.
I wasn't calling them. I mean, I'm sorry. I called them meme coins, but I meant in the sense.
No one wants to listen to me talk about this. By the way, this is literally like complete nonsense. So
no, that's fine. Is it interesting to like kind of diversify into a set of these equities that do this? Like winners? Like, are you tempted to buy any of these, Nick? MSTR, GME.
I mean, no. I have MicroStrategy. I have that's all that I have. I've messed with MSTY.
Have you bought Robinhood yet?
No. Has it pulled back at all?
No, it's up only. I just bought another $5,000 while
So
you were
did you
yapping.
guys wait, sorry, but did you guys not dip into stocks on this pullback that we just had?
I did. I started buying Robinhood on that dip. That was where I was like, okay, I've been waiting to buy. And I had this chart set up for so long on the S&P that I even talked to Nick about this and was like, if we touch this area, this is where I want to like deploy heavily. I did not get to deploy nearly as much because I did think we'd at least sit in this area for an extended period of time. This area right here, this blue area, was where me and Nick had charted out the tariffs from 2018 to present day and said, if we get into this area, buy. Like,
literally, we tapped that level basically.
Twice.
Everyone looked at the same thing.
We cleared the level, and when we got under it, that's where I looked at like the further drop that we had following later in 2018, which would put us down here. We didn't. It rejected higher, and then dipped back down the following day, and now has been up only. My next thing is watch like how well we close in this yellow box.
I'm skeptical.
But we got like the buy zone for equities. Like right here was like shut up and buy. Don't think shut up and buy.
Tuesday was the buy. Like I went all in. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I think it was. Came off the slopes, went to my laptop, and I literally went all in on the stocks that I wanted because it was like you could pretty much see that it was like almost extreme volatility. If you're looking at the VIX or anything like that, it completely like skyrocketed. And when I saw Solana it touched under 100, I bought more Solana, which I have not bought Solana pretty much since 80 bucks. Yeah, I haven't bought Solana since 80 bucks. And when I saw it go under 100, I bought more, bought more Fartcoin. I think earlier last week was the time to be buying. The thing is now is that I think we're gonna see more sort of muted volatility in the markets as everybody's seeing that Trump is just using this period as a negotiating tactic. The only thing that could bring back a lot more volatility in the markets is seeing what China will do now. But I feel like the opportunity was last week, and that dip where we saw Bitcoin go down to 76, Solana sub 100, everything pretty much selling off. I feel like that was the point to be buying. Now it's trickier to identify what's going to sell off and which stocks or crypto is really going to bounce hard on this relief.
So I said short the VIX. That was like my play you should make last week, and then you probably would have gotten blown out on the second day. But since it's been done. So I was like, yeah, I want to be short VIX, mid lower high.
Dude, I don't think
you shorted it here, printed. If you held it here, got smoked.
I don't think we're done. I think we get at least one more VIX surge and a dump. Dude, they don't know what there's like. This is the most like volatile policy making process that's like, which is not surprising, but we're just getting random Friday, they were like, there's an exception to the tariffs. Trump tweets on Sunday, there is not an exception to the tariffs. What are you talking about? And basically, it's like every single person on the team is saying something different.
Dude, that was hilarious. I think it's like Trump was like, because like I think it was just like a miscommunication on that. Like, it was like initially said like the tariffs included these, and then people were like, oh, they rolled it back. Trump's like, I didn't roll back anything. I didn't roll it back. It was that way the whole time. Like, he couldn't be like proved wrong, and then in doing so, just created more market chaos with like the wording around it. But yeah, I think like it's tough because people read headlines and aren't looking at like the underlying stuff. So like everything just goes all over the place in terms of like
when
what's
you say
actually
when you say the underlying stuff, what do you how are you going to track the underlying stuff? It's not like there's some like public document. Is there associated with the tariffs? Where do you? I mean, at some point there has to be in the fact that like companies are following the law. But where's the source that you use to track the accurate stuff?
I think there's like executive orders that you have to look at, like what the actual executive order looked like.
There you go. Okay.
The thing is, you don't track the executive orders, blah, 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 like whatever. You should be looking at either the open market or what the futures market is saying. That's what really counts right now, because everyone's like, oh, the market has priced it in. The market doesn't know what the hell's going on. That's why we're having all this volatility. At the end of the day, what we're seeing now is that Wall Street traders, etc., they position themselves now to be whatever, aggressive, defensive, long, short, blah, blah, blah. So people are expecting this period, like I think this period is going to be a little bit more muted. What we don't know is what China is going to do and how they're going, because it's essentially the Chinese economy is going to it's taken a punch to the face because of what the US has implemented. And they don't want the export market to be affected. And obviously the US is consuming, China isn't consuming, right? So they need the US market to keep their consumption up and essentially to keep maintaining growth. So really what the executive orders are signed or anything like that, it doesn't matter. It's what is being priced in the market. And we're seeing right now that everything is kind of up. Everyone's like, okay, we're okay. Tariffs aren't so bad. Now this just seems to be a game of everyone else has bent the knee. And now we need to see what China's move is. So I think this week is going to be pretty muted in terms of volatility within the markets. It's not going to be like last week.
One thing I just want to add, unrelated to that, is this insult. I don't know if this was about me or Pio, but it's hilarious. Needs to eat some carbs. Looks like a sick protein starved vegan.
Why'd that be about Pio?
I don't know, because he said Pio's farming grass-fed chickens, and then followed that with he needs to eat some carbs. But then he was insulting me nonstop, so I didn't know which one it was.
Side note, I went to my nephew's 4th birthday party yesterday, and they just got a chicken coop and some chicken, so they're going to be doing some nice chicken stuff.
Oh, you're going to be getting free eggs.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting on my part. Maybe Pia's going to have to drive up here and grab some eggs. Free range chickens. Yeah, going to be interesting stuff. A couple more things I want to talk about today. I'm curious to see what you guys think if there's a trade to be made here. We're seeing Trump tokens begin their unlock on Friday. $340 million worth of Trump tokens are set to unlock on Friday. The Trump token right now is trading at $8.33, $1.66 billion market cap. Is there a trade to be made here on Trump? This thing's been down only.
I think they pump it into unlocks.
Say it again?
I think they pump it into unlocks.
Okay. Is this a DYDX long opportunity?
Very interesting. Haven't considered that. Let me take a look. Potentially.
I think, or like the other option is this thing's down only. Are they cashing out here? Like, is this where they cash out? How much is Trump behind this, and does he care about this at all? If the answer is even a little bit, I could see them saying like, just kidding, we're pushing unlocks a year, and then seeing like a giga-cent.
Yeah,
So,
that one's interesting.
Upside feels high. Downside feels, I mean, the absolute downside is they just unlock all their tokens and market sell everything, which essentially just drains the entire liquidity pool and sends it to zero. But there's $340 million worth of liquidity in this. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. How much of that liquidity gets pulled ahead of unlock? How much of that liquidity is from the tokens that are locked? But something I'm just curious of your thoughts. Anything, Sig, Easy?
Oh, man, I'm sorry, Ray. I just feel like you're scraping gum off the bottom of your shoe with this one. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Like, I feel as if it doesn't have the attention or the momentum that it had at the beginning of the year. And now it's kind of like, you know, politically now he's, I don't think, being seen in the best light. He's kind of being seen as pretty much the bully of the playground globally. No, I don't like it. I know what you're saying when you have these huge unlocks on meme coins or even on like alts, and potentially there's a pump going into things, or sometimes a token is strong enough that it doesn't matter there are huge unlocks here. But yeah, I think there's better value to be found in the market right now if you're looking towards a meme coin sector, and you can probably even become even more like risk on. And I personally will be avoiding this one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should not be fading this, but I just don't like it right now. It's too tied up in the whole Mania saga as well. That whole January drop right now just feels like stuff you don't want to touch.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. I think there's going to be some volatility, so I think there's going to be money to be made one way or the other on this, but I think I'm not touching it as well. I'm happy to be sitting where I am with meme coins. I don't think I want to try to predict it, but I think there's going to be some movement here. Clemente, any thoughts on Trump before we move on?
No, I think it will pump eventually if and when Solana has another season, but I'm like, I don't want to buy something at an $8.3 billion FTV, even if it's the Trump coin.
Yeah. Yep. I think that makes sense. One more story to touch on today. I don't know if did you guys see this CryptoPunk tax evasion scheme? Somebody tried to evade $13 million in
absolute diabolical
in CryptoPunk's sales. 6 years in federal prison. Yeah, really crazy. Pay your taxes. And if you haven't done your taxes, tax day is tomorrow. What you're going to do is go to bodogos.com/awaken. And you're going to get 20% off their product. Best product in crypto taxes. You can also use code Bodogos at checkout. You don't need to do anything crazy right away. You can look at it. You can see like your estimated taxes. So if you're somebody who has been waiting last minute and you're scared by this story specifically, get your taxes done. At least get in there, get your crypto stuff reported. You can do it all in a couple hours. Even if you're like a pro trader who's done a ton of transactions, you can get reports over to an accountant who can file you at least an extension by tax day. So don't sleep on this. Make sure you pay your taxes. We don't want to see any of our listeners going to jail.
We don't. Yeah, we know you guys don't have that many gains, but like regardless, guys, so let's make sure we're on top of it. Funny note, Ray, I did my taxes this week. Like I finalized everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it on TurboTax, and I had such a bad trading year in 2023. I was down so bad. I realized like most of my losses in NFTs, in ETH, and all that stuff. I had $5,000 in unrealized losses that carried over to this year. So they like basically carried off and offset some of the gains I had last year. It was freaking awesome. So it was wild seeing I had such a bad trading year that they're like, hey, dude, you still have a bunch of stuff left over. I'm pretty sure I got a check from them last year. I did so bad. But anyways, make sure to do your taxes, guys.
Yeah, last year wasn't bad for me because, yeah, like you said, it was a bear year overall. So I think most people were in that same scenario unless you were like one of the top percentage wise.
I paid my taxes. I didn't pay as much as I thought I would, to be honest. So I'm feeling good, Ray. I'm feeling good, dude. I got some powder I'm sitting on that I'm like, damn, should I buy something? Should I maybe deploy a little bit of capital? I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out what to do. So I think I'm going to sit on my hands for now, maybe wait, see if anything happens. And if not, if the dip doesn't come, I'll buy another rug. Buy another rug. Always fun. Yeah, well, that covers most of everything I wanted to talk about today.
I don't know if anyone else has any anything that's on their mind. Some smaller things we saw is that Sol ETH, that pair hit a new weekly all-time high. So Ethereum continuing to lose versus other majors is wild, even though it's outperforming on the day. Sol is doing well as well. That's an
Solana
interesting.
looks good. Solana looks good. I'm like, I don't know. I hate to. I was dunking on ETH a lot this weekend, and I don't know. Maybe we'll see it. The Sol ETH pair rebound back down. Every time I sold more ETH this weekend, Ray. I took like 2.5 ETH from Fantasy Top because you've been giving me a hard time about how I'm overexposed, and I turned that into more Sol. I'm just like, let's go. Solana's not going anywhere, in my opinion. So,
Did you get your decks in?
I did.
All right, let's see what Clemente sold. Let's
my
call
God,
him out
we're not looking at
publicly.
this. We're not looking at
I
this.
remember when you bought. Did you sell this? That's
I like packed him.
Yeah, gotcha. Sold Unipix.
I'm up on all of these in ETH terms, but I lost probably USDC.
See ya.
Keep going
See ya,
down.
Epic.
Yeah.
See ya, Crypto Leon. Get out of here. That's a good burn there. That's old. Yeah, I'm still having a ton of fun playing fantasy. Carpenter and HK did a great job revitalizing my my decks, my portfolio. I did well.
What are you guys most, before we wrap, like rapid fire, what are you guys most interested in right now, crypto wise? It isn't like maybe a trade. We I think the fart coin trade is not as much of a scream on like buy. It's not like $1 billion, right? It's 3x, 4x from the bottom.
Maybe more exciting when it gets up to 1.5. Then I'll deploy.
Insane. Like easy. What are you most interested in right now?
Trenches, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trading a lot more in the Solana trenches the last few days, like a lot. Like I had a 5-figure week last week, even after losing like 20 grand on the 1st of April. I finally started doing like tracking a lot of my trades and like profits and losses every single day. So I know if I'm green or red on the day across chains, which has like really helped me. But the trenches have been active. Like there's a lot of money still to be made. And I know people are like, why would you scan all day? You don't need to scan all day. But like I like your narrative too, where like look for stuff that's gonna go viral and try to get in on it. Like we saw those Chinese factory videos, if you've seen those, of like the workers saying, like, here's this Birkin bag, 80% off, and here's how you beat tariffs. I've gotten sent those probably 30 times, and there just hasn't been a good ticker for it. So like I've bought all the shitty ones, but I'm like, one of these is gonna blow because they're all over social media, like all over.
It's good to know narratives, and then if there's underlying things that may pump with it. Like I was right on the LeBron narrative, but I picked the wrong ticker. There was Bron. Yeah, it was the LeBron if I ran to like 2.5 mil, and then this Barbie one's at like 2 mil. So I was like, I continue to say I had my most profitable meme coin, or like I made $6,000 in the last 30 days, and
That's
I made
incredible.
2 trades a day, maybe even less. And it's just
I'm trading way
hands.
more. I'm trading like 20, 30 times a day. Like if I'm at the desk, I have it open and like I'm still watching chats and like making swings on stuff that I find interesting. Like for example, this morning I even posted this in Bodagos. I would not buy it here, but LLM, like a language learning model, was created for dolphins that Google released. It was an unlisted YouTube video. And the guy people are saying the guy made it so he could fuck a dolphin, which I think is the most grotesque thing I've ever heard. It's kind of fucking funny though. And it's at $1 million. And I got in like 300K because I saw unlisted YouTube video. The thing is funny because people are now saying the guy wants to fuck a dolphin. And it's a Google video who created it. Like Google made it. So like you have 3 main narratives there is like seeing it early, basically right after it migrated, went to 300K. So volume was crazy. Google. And then the funny narrative being people are going to troll this guy for wanting to have intercourse with a marine animal. So that to me was like, okay, this probably has some legs, and it's at 900K now. So like that's still 3x. And I put like decent size in it. Like, dude, I bought 30 SOL of this thing. So like I'm taking like heavy swings on stuff that I think have decent narratives, but I have like pretty strict trading rules, to be honest. Yeah, Gemma, that very top one, 816. Where I take 100% or 50% of my bag out at 100% return. Like I recoup initials almost immediately, and then I'll let the rest ride. Like I've taken all emotions out. I don't double dip. There's a lot of stuff that I'm doing now where it's like very structured on how I'm trading, which after the start of the month was god awful. Like Like I said, I lost a ton that first week, 5 figures. Second week, I 3x my losses. So like I'm up very nicely and averaging $1,000+ a day right now, despite the massive loss. So it's like I'm pacing for a 30, 40K month, just being really, really strict on some of this stuff. And I think that that's some way that you can actually do well, even in these market conditions with the volatility. You asked like my favorite thing right now, though. In all honesty, I'm just buying as much as I possibly can of Robinhood. Like every single day I'm buying Robinhood right now.
Yeah. So I started buying a little bit too. I was thinking of doing the I don't know what the name of it is when you buy basically you're opting in to buy 100 shares at like 20% and then you just either make the premium on it or
you're buying an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do that. Like you could buy a call option at the money where if it goes up that becomes worth more, or if it goes down you get executed at that money and you're slightly down. But this to me is like I think Robinhood trades at $200 a share in the next 5 years. Like, I think it's a 5x and 5-year play. And that's my long term. Like, it probably could happen sooner. I just think they dominate too much of the retail market. Like, Pio's micro strategy bullshit is going to be my Robinhood bullshit. Like, I'm going to yap about this nonstop. Because when I looked at everything, their Q4 financials were some of the best I've ever seen, ever, for any company. And they just dominate retail mindshare for all forms of investing. And they have gambling now with prediction markets.
Yeah.
They just had a record amount of volume on Sunday for the Masters.
Yeah.
So like
it's very interesting.
And they take a 25% fee. It's more intense than any casino. And nobody gives a shit because it's like, oh yeah, I can sell this share of GME and go place a bet on Rory 6-1 and I make money. They just
predict Rory to win at 6-1.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I just think they dominate all financial markets. All financial markets.
Yeah, they're crushing it. Well, and it's nice to be able to buy. Like I've kind of had issues figuring out what non-Bitcoin asset to buy. Like it's hard for me to buy crypto stuff on fundamentals because I feel like it's so short-sighted, right? And you've been in it for so long. There's such a nice change of pace to be able to buy something that actually makes money and is like a real company.
It's a real business
yeah,
that many people use that has nothing to do with crypto. They have crypto on there. In their Q4, they had the largest inflow for net revenue from crypto. But I think the net revenue from the predictions market is going to be their biggest gainer compared to all markets. All markets. Like,
so this acts as both a hedge and a leverage bet on crypto at the same time, essentially.
Dude, you're just betting on people to spend money trying to make more money. Like traditional equities, crypto, options, gambling. And they'll deliver cash to your fucking house. Like they're a bank on top of it. IRA matches that they match up to, they add a 3% bonus on. I don't know, dude. The more I look at this thing, the more I'm like, this is going to be the go-to financial system for basically everybody over a long enough timeline. It's on your phone. The UI is easy enough that a kindergartner could like it and understand it. And you can get as complicated or as basic as you want in the app.
Yeah. Makes sense. I kind of want to DCA into it.
I'm top blasting every day. I will top blast this every fucking day for the rest of the year.
How big of a position are you trying to get in this thing? Like multiple 6 figures?
If you want my honest take, I want to own more Robinhood than Bitcoin. Like
you're insane, bro.
I want Robinhood to be my largest asset in my portfolio. It sounds crazy, but I don't, dude, it's not often I have like this weird diehard conviction for certain things. I have it every, like probably once or twice a year. And it usually pans out. I've gotten killed like once or twice on it over the last 10 years. For some reason, this one, the more I look into it, the more I'm like, I don't have enough. And I have a big bag right now, and I don't have enough.
If we get a lower low on this, I think I'm joining you here. Easy. We got lower highs, lower lows. We're on a downtrend.
Zoom out. We're not on a downtrend. We're up from August. Still up. That's a higher low and higher high dating back to March.
Clemente, are you looking for short-term plays or more like medium, long-term plays?
No, medium, long-term.
Okay. I think you should be looking at some of the major memes as positions to take. Like, I still think that, I mean, frankly, if memes come back in a strong way, things like Pepe, which are sitting at 3 billion, for me, it's just quite obvious that they are going to run. They are for sure going to run. So I know like Easy's down on a risk curve doing like 20 to 30 trades a day, but like if you're looking for medium plays, I'm personally looking more at the major memes right now because they pull back. Most of the
signal is I don't know which memes are like. I actually don't find a lot of these memes particularly funny or interesting. SPX, I have no interest in buying. Pepe, I don't like.
Their PFPs went up like 60% over the last day, but there's not even a huge pump there.
Ray, do you know why Apu's went up?
No, do you?
Apu's went up because it's become the retarded Pepe picture. So retarded Finder coin going to 100 mil. People are buying Apu's because it is the retarded Pepe. So they're buying the PFP as a symbol for social media. It's like getting tied to RFC.
It's almost 2x off the bottoms for that. Interesting. I wonder if that's why, I mean, the Murad tokens as like they're not even really up. I was just curious about SPX. I saw their NFTs were up like substantially over the last day, and I was wondering if like that had pumped, but not really. So that's odd to me. Interesting. All right. I think that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you all for joining us. We do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple. Watch us back on YouTube. See all the charts. See all the NFTs we're pulling up on screen. Thank you all for joining us. We'll catch you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Monday.